Hey everyone! Thanks so much for your submissions to the January Make Something Challenge. We loved all of your submissions, all of the one. So,
but it was a good one.
It was a big one.
It was a big one. It was a big one. The thing was memes, in case you didn't remember. So right now we're going to show you our one submission to the January Make Something Challenge. Take a look. Thank you again, Juxtapool, for that amazing submission. We loved it so much. I can't think of anything better than a big Chungus to start off the new year.
I agree.
Chungus among us.
Absolutely. So, what do you think of when you think of February?
My ever-present loneliness.
Societal expectations.
Right, fighting the power. But also, I like to think of meow, 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 meow.
Yeah?
Scratchies?
Cats!
Cat scratchies.
Nosferatu.
Cats!
Cats.
Cats!
Cats.
Cats! Which is this month's theme for the Make Something Challenge. We want you to submit your photos, your drawings, your paints, your speed paints, your videos of cats.
Just cats.
Just go up to someone dressed up as a cat and just be full-on cat on them. Whether you know them or not, just do it.
Chase stray cats in the neighborhood with a camera.
See, if you want your video in one of these videos, just like our friend Juxtapool, you just submit to the Make Something Challenge using the hashtag Make Something Challenge in your cat video. And you can be in one of these.
Just do it.
Do it.
So easy. And I'm also really excited to announce that this video is also, we're kind of working with Art Snacks, which is one of the things that we offer our network members. Art Snacks is an art subscription box. Every single month, they send you a little box with several really cool, high-quality art supplies in it. And if you are a member of Channel Frederator Network, Art Snacks will send you a free box as long as you agree to do a video showing off just the things in the box, and they'll give you an affiliate link. So when people sign up for Art Snacks using your link, you will get a portion of the revenue from that purchase. And because we're so excited about the February Make Something Challenge, for this month, we are giving away to one person, randomly selected, who submits something to this Make Something Challenge, a free Art Snacks box. And you don't have to make another video for it, you just have to make the one video, and you get free art supplies in the mail. Really dope. We're really excited about it. I'm going to draw a picture of my cat, which we're going to put here with the magic of editing. So you'll be able to see what I am basing this drawing off of.
Okay, so Andrea, how are we gonna start this?
All right, well, I'm gonna need a little bit of space.
We're not gonna watch you for 30 minutes?
I'm gonna elbow you. You can like stand over there.
Sounds good.
Let's do that.
Yeah, we'll get out of your way.
All right. So yeah, I already like sketched in Elsa's initial shape because I didn't want this to take too long and wasn't sure that I could actually do it. So I'm just gonna start going in here with this pencil, which again is from Art Snacks. It's a 4B, that means it's pretty soft. You can get a real dark mark, or as you can see I've been doing here, some pretty light marks. And I'm just gonna start like adding in some of Elsa's floofs. She is a very floofy cat. So I'm gonna start over here, providing a little bit more detail and shading. So over here, I'm doing her kind of rough, I guess is the term for it. And she's got a very large ruff going on. I'm gonna go in, provide some shading down here. Because I wanna make it clear, like, this isn't just her face is really only this area. I wanna make sure that she's got correct shading so it doesn't look like her face is really, really big. You know, she wouldn't be happy with that. She is a very vain cat. You know, some cats like think that, you know, they don't understand that they're beautiful. Well, Elsa really understands that she is beautiful. So I'm just adding in some shading and some detail. We're gonna do some little darkness to to get the nostrils right on the tiny boop, which is what I call the nose. And she's got some little nose shadings up here, the pattern of her fur, and her eyes, using real light marks. She is a white cat, so I don't want to be too dark. I want to make sure that she remains a very, very light colored cat. Darken her eye a little bit, and we will be going in and doing some work with the marker later. We're going to add a lot of lines in with this pencil, and then probably once the marker's done, I'm going to go back in and add some more lines with the pencil, because you can have too much shading, but like it's difficult. Got some ear hairs, or maybe actually give this a little bit of a darker tone. And over here, she's also got a little bit of a shadow right there, and here as well. So I'm kind of filling in her front paw at the moment. Looks like there's a bit of shadow right here. Do a little bit more shading along those lines. So there's quite a bit of shadow on this paw because that's where the toy is. Over here is kind of where I have to just like start making things up, because the image does not actually show Elsa's whole body. And then we're gonna get on to her tiny feet. So we have feet number 1. And up here, there's a lot of like little fur bits that are going on. Around the feet, we also got a little bit of that. We got some shading here. The bottom one, you can see her tiny little paw pads, and they're so cute. I don't know how cats have such cute paw pads, but they really do. And now we're going to do the tail. So for this, you can't see it, but I'm going to go to another picture of Elsa that shows her butt floof and her tail floof a lot better. So I can make sure that I am getting the right amount of floof, because as it turns out, my original estimations were very wrong. And that is unacceptable. So just going down here, it looks like there's just a lot more butt floofs going on. And then just kind of like bringing it out. She's just got a lot of tail hair. And oops, looks like I forgot this back paw here. So you can't see a lot of it because of the toy, but important to put it in there anyways. And then I'm just going to finish off doing this initial first bit by sketching out, a more general outline of the toy. And I'm not going to do much more detail than that, because you'll see why in a minute. But it's just good to know kind of like where you are when you're doing something like this. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with that initially. So I'm going to put this off to the side. I'm going to get my eraser and just quickly go in and kind of like remove a few of the planning lines. I don't think I need to remove all of them, but anything that's like really obvious, just get rid of it. Now that I'm done with that, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use my paint. So as you can see, it's a very bright color, and it's pretty similar to the color of the cat toy in the original picture. So what I'm going to do is just paint the cat toy that very, very nice teal color. And you don't have to be too exact to the photo. I'm just going to kind of go through, again, we're going to add more detail once we have the pen out. So as far as like lines and stuff go, I'm just trying to get like a general shape. It looks like, it kind of falls down here, and then maybe like goes in sort of a loop And then going down here, I'm gonna get the bit that's kind of like in shadow down here as well. And for that, I am gonna like start using some very short kind of brush strokes to kind of go along with the line of the fur. I'm gonna go back in here and do that a little bit with the top as well. Looks like this bit. I'll make a thing out here. That's fine. So this paint is actually like really nice. It's going on real smooth. I like how vibrant the color is. I enjoy vibrantly colored paints. And in fact, I often punch up the landscapes that I do to like, if it's not an autumn, let's just make it an autumn. Because it's more fun to paint vibrantly colored trees. So I think that's everything for the cat toy. So I'm done with this paint right now. I'm going to put my brush away, and I will be putting my paint away. And then the last tool that I have to use is going to be this marker. So this is a 0.3. It is a very fine marker. It's a lot of fun to work with. And we're just going to go in and kind of add some outlining to this situation. So I'm going to start just with the ears, and I'm just going to add like lots and lots of little lines to represent the fur. Not really paying too much attention to if they connect. This isn't Photoshop. We're not going to have to flood fill later. So just kind of going down. Lots and lots of little lines to symbolize all of the different floofs. And the top of the head, that's pretty smooth, but Elsa is not, she's always a floofy cat everywhere, so I'm gonna add just a little bit of texture in there. And then we're gonna do the other ear. So this marker is actually, it's going on really easily and making some great dark marks. Sometimes markers, you know, like they'll try and do them over pencil and they won't be too happy about that. But I'm not having any problems with this one at all, so I'm really happy about that. I'm gonna outline the tongue. This is a very rare picture of Elsa just looking completely silly. And she's got her 2 little front teeth there. I don't want to outline it entirely. It should still kind of look like a cat's nose and not like a kid's drawing of a cat's nose, if you know what I mean. I'm gonna go back and just add some more lines around the chin area, a little bit in the cheeks. Like, we don't have to do every single line because we already did a lot of that with the marker, but just like the strongest ones. I'm gonna highlight those. Be very freeform with the floofs. And that's still, I think that's still a little bit tacky. So now I'm gonna just focus on the rest of Elsa's body a little bit while we wait for that to fully dry. So the nice thing about like this kind of marker is that you can use it to outline, but it's also like, it's fine enough to use to draw or sketch. So you can see I'm using it actually in a pretty sketchy manner. Kind of like join it up. I don't think I'm going to actually, I'm not going to outline the other part where the tail meets the body because she is entirely floof. So it kind of all blends together with Elsa. I'm just going to do like a few general like lines to indicate the fur. And then it looks like, yeah, this is pretty dry, so I'm going to go back up and I'm going to do some fluff marks for the paws, kind of extend this paw a little bit because I shortened it, and just going over a little bit so we can really get the texture of the fur, and here as well. You know what, I want to fill that bit in right here. I want to fill it in. So I'm going to actually get the paint out again, dry off my brush so it's not all wet, and just fill that in I'm gonna go back in with the pencil a little bit and just continue to add shading for as much as I feel is really necessary. So kind of starting with this foot because it's the first thing I looked at. Fill this part in, so that's nice and dark. That's probably the darkest part on her right now. This bit as well. This is really the shadow from like, it's first of all the shadow from where the ruff is meeting the neck, so that's really dark, and then it's also the shadow of her face on her ruff, and then also consequentially fill this in here, so there's a little bit of a shadow going on right here. I'm just going to imagine that there's some shadowy bits at the back here. You know, we probably want that to be maybe pretty filled in, because that's the part farthest from the light, so we want that to be shaded. I'm also just going to add some more shadow at all the points where I put like, I'm going to shade it in a little bit, but not have that big obvious line in there, because that doesn't look good. That's not what I want. Kind of going back to the foot, I know that you say that you're supposed to like do things in a sequential order. I have really never been able to do that. I just kind of like look at things like, yeah, I should do something there, and then I kind of move around like that. And then the thing I really need to do is fill out the mouth. That's gonna look a lot better once it's filled out. So right now for this, I'm pressing real hard with the pencil, so you can see like that bit, that middle of the tongue, how dark that is compared to everything else that I've done. I see she's got like a little cleft bit in here in her tongue, so that should be really dark. And it looks like there are a few highlighty bits, but you know what, I think it's going to be easier to go in and like add those with the eraser. And then on either side, it's also really, really dark. So I know we can't do a pink mouth because we don't have that, but we do want to get at least that shading correctly. Other side of the mouth, and then again, like this bit is really just all dark. And then I'm gonna do, again, just some general like shading of the nose. Definitely not as dark. Shade the ears a little bit more. Do a little bit more for the tail. We probably got some like tiny bit of shadow on the other side. That's normally how it works, isn't it? Like even on the side where there's light, the very edge, you usually find like a tiny bit of shadow going on. This new part is, yep, that paint is dry, so I'm gonna do the final thing, which is adding the details for this toy. So I'm really, yeah, you can tell, like I'm actually leaning in. So the first thing I want to do is just like give it some basic outlines. This is a cat toy, but I do want to just like provide a structure within which I'm working. So this main thing, I think I'm going to take it kind of like around here. There is a bit where I can see like the ends of the cat toy where they branch off from the body. So I kind of want to do that, but we'll put them like over here instead. So I've got like the general cat toy shape, and then the last thing I want to do is just go through and give it some texture. So I'm gonna just do some cross hatching to symbolize the yarn. This is a yarn cat toy. So I don't want the head to be too dark and then the body to be too light, you know? So adding a bit more shading, stepping back, add some more shading on the tail. We don't have like 3/4 of the tail on light, and only a little bit of shadow. I want it to be equally balanced. And then the last thing I kind of like to do is just rub my finger along the entire drawing and just kind of soften all of those lines. And maybe if I was better at doing lines, I wouldn't have to do this, but it's also like kind of fun. Get your fingers really messy. Your finger actually works better because it's got natural oils in it and stuff, so it helps spread things around a little bit easier. And I feel like I'm done. Well, thanks everybody for sticking with me this long.
Oh, wow, Andrea, that was amazing.
Thanks.
Yes, that was a really
So great.
entertaining.
I had a lot of fun.
You did?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm gonna show it to Elsa, and she's gonna lick her ears or something.
So remember to use the hashtag #MakeSomethingChallenge to submit your cat videos so we can see them and add your cat videos to the slew of other cat videos online.
There's not enough.
There really isn't. Cats are the best.
And if they're not the best in your opinion, you're wrong.
And if you want to keep up with our creators and the Make Something Challenge, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification icon so you know when we upload.
And remember,
Frederator loves you.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so you can stay up to date on announcements and videos. While you're here, why not check out some of the other awesome videos and leave us a comment letting us know what you'd like to see next. And remember, Frederator loves you.